This trail is so much fucking fun. Hey guys, welcome back. We are in the very beautiful Washington State. So we're gonna go on a bit of a Pacific Northwest road trip.
Wait. Before we get to the ride today, let's talk about the road trip. After what is probably the longest flight you can do within the continental US, we got to Seattle, got a decent night of sleep, built our bikes, and headed over to Tiger Mountain, which is what you're gonna see in today's video. After Tiger Mountain, we hit 5 hours on the road to make it down to Oak Ridge, Oregon, for some amazing shuttled runs.
Oh, this is like the real deal, I mean.
After a day in Oak Ridge, we made our way to Bend, Oregon for some very different, almost desert-like riding. From Bend, we made our way to the incredibly scenic Mackenzie River Trail. Our next stop was Hood River for a quick lap at Post Canyon and a bit of R&R. Having wrapped up our Oregon plans, we got on for the longest drive of the trip, all the way to Whistler, for 4 amazing days of riding, including bike park, trails, and even closing out the trip with an unbelievable heli drop.
That was totally worth it. That was so much fun.
Eventually it was time to face reality and go back home. But over the next coming weeks, I will show you videos for each one of these things that you just saw, and they're gonna be awesome. So if it's your first time here, consider subscribing. Anyhow, let's get back to Tiger Mountain for today's ride. And bam, silly montage over. Great start to the trip. I noticed I forgot my chesty, so I have to go buy one now. Nothing is open. REI opens at 10 a.m. so instead of that, we are doing Hero 7 on the chin bar.
So we're finally on the bike after 2 flights, not much sleep last night to get the bike built up. We are at Tiger Mountain. We're climbing Master Link, which is a nice, easy green. Climb is mellow enough so you don't burn out, but it's not mellow enough to be boring.
We're gonna be riding Summit into OTG, which is off the grid, and then we're gonna keep on going. We're eventually gonna do another lap and hit Predator, but we're gonna do this first.
Nice. It's a little bit wet, especially in the rooty, rocky part. This is really nice. So many rollers. So much free speed.
As you're going to see in this video, Tiger Mountain is an absolutely amazing place to ride, sporting that special PNW feel of techy rocks and roots, with some fast sections nested deep into the woods with oh so much loam. It is located only about half an hour east of downtown Seattle, with easy access and good signage. It is worth noting though, that if you're visiting, you have to park in the lower parking lot, as the upper lot requires a special pass.
Nice. This trail is so much fucking fun. It's like a good mix of tech with some fast flowy sections, some nice rollers.
If you're watching this video wondering what route to take, I've included links at the bottom of the description with the route that I'd recommend based on this experience, and what we actually did as well. The difference is subtle, and I'll point it out later in the video. This route is good for an advanced rider without the need to be a complete expert. In general, we did 2 laps, one to hit OTG into NOTG, which are single diamonds, and the second one to hit Predator, which is a double diamond. This is a great combination that covers basically every single kind of riding you can think of.
Oh, nice little root pocket.
We didn't get to do lower OTG, but upper OTG is an amazing purpose-built trail. It's routed over every single obstacle it could find, but it's still super hard-packed, as if it saw a lot of good usage. In contrast, NOTG seems completely natural. Being a newer trail, it feels a lot more like an unsanctioned trail.
Nice roller. Obviously on camera it's gonna look like nothing.
They're both awesome, just different styles.
Oh, this is challenging. Much tougher than the other one. Thank you. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I can tell you this, NOTG is definitely much tougher than OTG.
Actually, I'm not sure if that statement is entirely true. I was later told that the best part and the hardest part of OTG is the bottom section that we didn't get to do.
Nice. Must have been a good 4 to 5 feet drop. It's really not that big if you send it short, but sent it far enough where it felt really good. I have to catch it. My foot had gotten kind of stuck.
Right after this trail is where I would recommend a route slightly different than what we took. Instead of following Joyride down to Legend, I'd recommend you jump into Inside Passage and down eastbound and down. It'll drop you much closer to the start for your second lap without missing out on much. Don't get me wrong, Legend and Megafauna are both awesome, but they'll dump you far out, and the return is a super boring, steep fire road.
I don't know how to even do this.
Damn, bro.
Nice.
Despite the fact that nobody got it, I'm sure that with enough practice that's definitely doable. It's just super hard to fit your bars between the narrow trees.
That was quite big.
too bad it was my first time riding this trail. That was way too much brakes and too slow for that feature.
Techy trail, challenging for sure. Oh shit, man.
That is crazy.
Control speed and just go straight through the middle here. I mean, look. It's a steep, steep, steep.
It is possible. You just kind of like lift up your front wheel. Yeah.
So right at the end, just even this is challenging.
These trails taught me quickly that double diamond in the PNW doesn't mean the same as in other places I've ridden before. The rocks and roots on these features made them high commitment and high consequence, the fear of which was an issue I'd have to deal with for the rest of the trip.
Nice. What a view. Yeah, I guess this is the access road. So you pay the price for riding megafauna. Do we want to walk it? Yeah, right. Well, that was an incredible first half of the ride. We ended up doing megafauna there at the end, which is double black. Some of the stuff was definitely above my pay grade, but still loved riding it. I wish I could have something to ride like that on a regular basis. You learn so much from those, even if you have to stop and start a few times.
Okay, so from here on out, it's a fire road back to the climb that we did the beginning of the day. So I'm switching back to my normal helmet and just riding with this, which means I can't film the way up, but you already saw it. It's nothing special. So I will get back to you once we're at the start of Predator. And boom, we're magically at the top. Of course, we climbed. It took forever, but you don't get to see that.
Okay, so we made it up to the top of the climb again, and this time we are riding Predator, which is a double black, and from what we've heard, it's the crown jewel of Tiger Mountain. So excited to be here. Also, a little bit scared.
In general, I'd consider Predator to be mostly a single diamond trail with some very hard committing double diamond sections. But it's completely okay if you can't ride some of them, as there are options or the ability to walk in all spots.
This is really, really nice. It's definitely challenging, but the level of technicality so far isn't that bad.
We all know how that goes. Famous last words. The next obstacle was this chute, which had very narrow space for the pedals with some weird roots that stuck out awkwardly.
Oh shit, don't look at it from here.
Damn it.
While I decided not to do it in the end, I managed to get Phil and Gary, who we met during this ride as he had seen my channel before, killing it down this section. This is one of those spots where the GoPro effect seriously downplays how sketchy it is. This is top-notch tech.
Nice.
The next sections were probably just as steep, but without all the insanity of the rocks and roots. It was much more doable, and if you're okay with a little bit of steep terrain, you can definitely ride it.
Oh, no way. No, that's a definite no for me.
This is probably the fastest I've noped out of a feature and then regretted it. In hindsight, it's incredibly well built, and I should have given myself time to roll up a few times and see if I was up to it for real. Unfortunately, being the start of the trip, my caution meter was a bit higher than it should have been. There's other stuff that I didn't get that I don't really care about, but this, I hope to go back and do it someday. And so, we're approaching the end of this video. I want to thank Gary for guiding us down Predator. It made it really easy to know when to flow and when to slow down and look out for the crazy stuff. If you're a local and you haven't been here, do it. If you're planning a trip to the area and you're wondering where to ride, this is a must stop. I know this video turned out a bit longer than usual, but there was just so much good riding here. I hope you enjoyed the longer format, and whether you did or you didn't, please let me know in the comments. I'll see you for the next one where we'll be riding Alpine in Oak Ridge for some high-speed fun.
I'm glad I met up with you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for leading, Gary.
That was awesome. I want that in my bag again.
Well, guys, that was Predator. Rode most of it, walked some stuff. It was okay. We were lucky enough to run into Gary that watches the channel, and he was nice enough to guide us down, so it made it a little bit less daunting. Yeah. So thanks so much for guiding us, man. I really appreciate it.
Yep, great riding with you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I will see you for the next one. Happy riding.